Today we're going to be installing a Fender Eliminator kit on the Suzuki GSXR 600. This particular kit would also work for the GSXR 750. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to take that big bulky rear fender that comes on the bike from the factory, we're going to be taking that off and adding on a sleek license plate holder that's really going to improve the look of the bike.
This particular Fender Eliminator kit comes from New Rage Cycles. I believe on their website they also call it a tail tidy. So let's see what's inside the box. So we've got the mounting bracket and the license plate holder. One reason I chose to go with this particular kit is because it has an LED white light over the license plate. And for my particular state, a white light is required over your license plate in order to stay legal. Also, the kit comes with the mounting hardware, so if we look in here, pull out the business card, inside this package we've got these screws, spacers that we can use for the installation. One other thing that I really like about this kit is that the metal pieces that come in here, they are really sturdy metal. There's really no bend or flex to it, it just seems like it's a good strong material. And the LED light essentially plugs into your existing wiring harness, so there's no new wiring or anything you need to do, it's just a plug and play option. So the first thing that you need to do is go ahead and remove the rear seat and then also remove the tool case that came with the bike. Now we need to remove this plastic side panel. We're going to start on the right hand side, and we want to start by pulling down on this tab first because there's a little tab that goes underneath the gas tank area. Then you slowly start to pull it back and then it just pops right off. Now we repeat the process on the left hand side of the bike, pull down to expose that tab. Once you have that, just slowly start to peel back so that the Velcro releases and then remove the panel. Now we can remove the left bolt that's securing the seat. And to do that, we can go to the motorcycle toolkit that we removed earlier, and in there should be an Allen wrench that'll fit that bolt. Now we can use the Allen wrench to go and turn that bolt counterclockwise, and that'll loosen it up. Now repeat the process on the right hand side and remove the other seat bolt. Now you can remove the seat. Now I have to remove one screw and 4 push pin fasteners, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. To remove the screw, we can use a Phillips screwdriver. I'm just going to use the one that came in the motorcycle toolkit. To remove the push pins, you just need to find something that's small enough to push down on the center of the pin. I'm just going to use an Allen wrench, and then you can lift the pin right out. And just repeat this for all 4 push pins. Now we can carefully remove the fairing. And also disconnect the electrical wiring for the turn signal. This white electrical connector is where we're going to connect our new LED light. In order to do that, we're going to have to cut that zip tie. To disconnect the wire, we just simply lift up on this tab and then pull, and the wire should come right out. To remove the zip tie, I'm just going to use a pair of wire cutters. Be very careful not to cut any of the other wires and just cut the zip tie. Now feed the disconnected wire back through the access holes. And then pull down to get it through that last one. Now we just need to remove 4 bolts, and that will release the fender. To remove the bolts, I'm using a 10mm socket wrench. Before we continue with the installation, I recommend testing the LED light just to make sure it works. So you just plug it into the connector, and then go turn on your ignition key and your light should come on. This one's working, so now we can disconnect the wire and continue with the installation. Now the kit comes with spacers, but I don't really like the way that the plate fits with the spacers in there because it tends to leave a little bit of a gap between the bike and the plate. So this is where I'm going to modify the installation a little bit. I want the plate to fit nice and clean up against the tail section like this. In order to do this, I'm going to have to expand the holes that the screws go through because otherwise they bind and they won't go in. To make the holes bigger, I'm going to drill out all 4 holes with a 5/16 inch drill bit. When attaching the plate, start with the back 2 screws first. Don't screw them in all the way, just screw them in enough just to get them started. Now you want to remove the LED light from the license plate holder. To do that, we simply just remove the 2 screws. And then feed the wiring harness out through the license plate holder. Now I'm going to check the fit of the license plate holder with the mounting bracket. In order to remain compliant with my state's laws, I'm going to have to bend the license plate holder a little bit so that it's vertical when mounted with the bracket. To bend the plate, I'm just going to attach it into a vise and give it a few light taps with a rubber mallet. Now I'm going to check the fit one more time. And that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now we need to feed the LED wire through the license plate holder and the mounting bracket. We also need to feed that wire through the access hole where the previous wire that we pulled out went through. Then feed the wire through the side access hole close to the connector. When you're done feeding the wire, leave about 3 inches of slack between the mounting bracket and the license plate holder. Now attach the license plate holder to the mounting bracket using the 2 screws. Now finish tightening the screws with an Allen wrench. Tighten each screw a little at a time, and that'll help the plate go flush with the bike. Now carefully feed the extra wire to the back of the license plate holder. Then attach the LED wire to the connector. Check one more time to make sure that the LED light still works and that nothing was damaged during the installation. Now we're ready to put the rear fairing back on, so we'll start by connecting up the turn signal wiring harness. Then we check the hole alignments on both the top and bottom of the fairing and gently put it back into place. Now that all the wires are reconnected, verify that the signals and the brake light are still working properly. Now reattach the screw that we removed earlier to the fairing using a Phillips head screwdriver. Get the screw nice and snug, but make sure not to over tighten. Now to reattach these push pins, you want to push the bottom of the pin up a little bit so that the center of the pin is just raised slightly. Insert the pin and then push down on it. Repeat this for all 4 push pins. Now we're ready to reinstall the seat. When putting the seat back on, you want to make sure that these tabs go just underneath the fairing, so you put it on at a slight angle and the seat should just slide into place. Now attach the right seat bolt with an Allen wrench. Be sure not to over tighten, but get it nice and snug. Now repeat this for the left seat bolt. Now I'll reattach the left plastic cover panel. You want to line this piece up with that small hole that's right there. Press gently and it should just pop in. Now take that tab on the front of the piece and just kind of tuck it underneath the tank. And then give it a tap and it'll secure in place. Now repeat for the right hand side. Again, line up the hole with the end of that piece right there. Gently push in. Now take the front tab, tuck it underneath that tank, and just give a few light taps. Make sure you gather up all the tools that you took out of the motorcycle toolkit, put them back in the pouch, and then put the toolkit back in the rear compartment of the bike. Now put the rear seat back on. Now when you're ready to put on your license plate, you can just use the nuts and screws that came with the kit. Put them through the top 2 holes and you'll be ready to go. And this completes the installation of the Fender Eliminator for the Suzuki GSXR 600.
I hope you found this video helpful, and if so, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.